ArsenalFanTV. We're here over in New Orleans. I've got Tiffany with me, one of the organisers of Gooner Gras. Tiffany, this is an incredible event.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now listen, Tiffany, tell us about Gooner Gras. You know what, when I was coming here, there's a lot of people over in England saying, what is this Gooner Gras thing? Where you going? Where you off to, Robbie? You just go over there and drink a load of beer. But I can see already, and just looking at these scarves, that there's Arsenal fans from all over America here for this event. Why? Tell us about it.
Well, because we're the greatest city in the U.S., so that's a good start. This kind of happened by accident. There were a few of us who decided to invite some people to just come down to New Orleans and watch a match with us.
Yeah.
And the first year was just thrown together over drinks and having people out, and like a dozen people showed up. And it was great. And so the next year we made a bigger deal out of it, and it was maybe 40 people. And then now we've got somewhere around 300. We're in our fifth year. And it's really just everybody comes together. I mean, there's a lot of fans in the U.S., and we've been able to capitalize on that in that people really enjoy the banter and enjoy being able to drink and celebrate their love of Arsenal, and it works out really well. Everybody, it's a cheap flight into New Orleans from pretty much anywhere in the U.S. And we set up so many things, and we do it all at cost, so everybody can afford to partake in everything. And it's kind of become a thing that if you remember the weekend, you didn't really do it right. It's just, it's a weekend-long, 4-day event. This is sort of our soft opening, believe it or not. And then tomorrow night, we have another event that's kind of we do the crowning of the King and Queen.
Yeah, tell me a bit about that, the crowning of the King and Queen. It's that sort of Mardi Gras feel, isn't it?
Mardi Gras thing, absolutely.
Yeah.
So for Mardi Gras, you typically have like you have your captains of your crews, you have your kings and queens of your crews and your balls. And so being that we are the crew of Arsenal with a K, because it is reflective of Mardi Gras, we crown a king and queen every year. It's somebody who's sort of put out the word about Gooner Gras, somebody who's been here before. You have to have been here before. It's never a local, so we recognize people who've traveled for us. And it's just a really awesome moment where we get to put a crown on somebody's head and put a drink in their hand and, thank them for being an awesome Arsenal fan and coming down and bringing people with them. And so we'll do that tomorrow night, which is super fun. We also, tomorrow night, have a charity raffle. This year, we pick a different charity in the city every year. So this year, we are raising funds for underprivileged kids who want to attend the New Orleans Jesters soccer camp, football camp. And we will provide scholarships for their boots, their gear, their tuition, so that they can go to these camps. And actually, as it turns out, the guy who is heading the camp this year is also an Arsenal supporter, so that's nice for us. He's a South African guy who lives here now, and so we enjoy doing that. We raise $4,000 or $5,000 each year. We're going to send a portion of it to the Arsenal Foundation this year. And then on Saturday, it's debauchery from the moment you wake up until you finally go to sleep. So Saturday is...
I'm liking this.
Saturday is a black party with boiled crawfish. I hope you know what crawfish is if you're coming here. Boiled crawfish, we do a fish fry, we do a pub quiz, a bit of singing, bit of acting out. And then we go down and we take photos with this huge cannon that's out on the riverfront across from Jackson Square. And then Saturday night is the Crew de Vue parade, which is absolute adulterated chaos. The themes are not safe for television. And we have a private party with a private balcony and a huge lounge and a band and private bars and all. It's amazing.
I can see a lot of people from England heading out to Gooner Gras next year. This seems to be right down a lot of people I know street.
I've never had trouble finding someone to drink with in London, so I really think people would absolutely enjoy it.
And then Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday night. Sunday we give you the day off to kind of do your Bourbon Street thing and, have your tourist time. And then Sunday night we have a riverboat cruise, and we'll go out on the Creole Queen on the Mississippi River, and there's a brass band and dinner and all kinds. So it's a nice kind of closing for your weekend. And then, of course, if you're here till Tuesday, we have a match.
Well, it's fantastic. We'll be back for the match. We've got to be back for the match. I don't know what sort of state we're going to be in. I don't know. But we'll be back for the...
Hopefully you're still talking to us by then.
Yeah. The camera's going to be wrecked, everything of it. Now, listen, it's incredible what you guys are doing. How did you get into Arsenal? And I know you got the Gooner Girls or Gooner Gals. Gooner Gals. Tell us about the Gooner Gals.
Okay, well, Gooner Gals was kind of born of these small chat rooms sort of around the U.S. where women were being drowned out in the larger chat rooms, and we had a lot of football to talk about. And, I think there's sort of this misconception that women talk about the players without talking about their skill set. And some of those smaller groups, there was a small group here in New Orleans of 4 of us, and it grew. And I kind of thought last August, I bet there's a lot more groups. And I put it into a private group, and now we have 250 women from the U.S., from London, from Hungary, from Guam. So yeah, there's a lot of women out there that are interested, and they can search on Facebook for the closed group Gooner Gals, and we do not let boys in. I apologize. But if any of the women are interested in talking about football and having their voice heard, it's a really good place to do it.
Absolutely amazing. Well, let me get your opinions actually on the team at the moment. We had that fantastic win over Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. We were there. It was great. I love beating Chelsea. It was great.
I love beating Chelsea.
In the final of the Carabao Cup. It hasn't been going so great in the league, but the transfer window, what have you made of the whole thing with the Alexis, going one way, Mkhitaryan the other way? What have you made of all that?
Good riddance.
Yeah?
I don't like the attitude. I don't. I believe that if somebody wants to play from their heart, then they're going to play wherever they are. I think they're going to play to win. I don't. I didn't get that from him. And I think it's a shame. And to be honest, I think that Sanchez stopped playing well when he stopped rolling his shorts up. And that bothers me. I like Mickey. I think I'm not real sure about the timing on bringing him in because of, his age and his skill and where we are in the table right now. I think the start of next season would have maybe been better. But I think he's a good addition. I think we have some people in our squad right now who can use the support, and I think they're going to benefit from that. I think Xhaka has more to give us than he has right now. I think
it's great for him to score that winning goal against Chelsea, wasn't it?
I think just the confidence that gives him going into the next match. Koscielny's off, on top of his game right now, so we've got a good squad. There have been times when we've brought in some younger players, and it really looked like they'd never met each other when they hit the pitch, and that's unfortunate. But for the most part, what I saw obviously this week is what we need to see more of.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Chelsea get stomped into the ground by every team that comes past us, but I'll take what I can get for now.
And what sort of times do you get up to watch a game? If let's say a 3 o'clock kickoff, what time you got to get up to watch that?
Oh, that's a late one.
That's a late one. What
So
time?
we're up at we're at the pub at about 9. For the early matches, for the early afternoon
12:30 kickoff, Tottenham coming up. That would be at 12:30.
We are at the pub at 6:30 in the morning.
And they open up at that time.
Absolutely.
Open up especially for
The
you
pub
guys.
that you'll go to on Saturday. Yes, they open for us, and
They open specially, and that's where your group is.
Yeah, and we've always made it worth their while. We always bring in a pretty big crowd, and we start drinking at 6 or 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, you take a nap after, and then you get on with your day. So.
Brilliant. Well, listen, Tiffany, fantastic event that you're keeping.
Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to all of the events that are going to be taking place. This is brilliant. So far, it's already, I'm so impressed. It's going to be a magnificent weekend, and I'm sure we'll hear more from Tiffany over it. Brilliant. And once again, the Gooner Girls, if there's some females out there who want to get involved in it, tell them again how to get involved.
So they can search for us on Facebook at Gooner Gals, and it'll just show it as a private group, or they can find us on Twitter at Gooner Gals.
Thank you.
Yeah.